introduce this topic today of discussion, the surgical hybrid world, finding a fit relevant to your strategy. And I'd like to welcome our distinguished guests, surgeons, some we've known for many years, some are new friends. We'd like to welcome our High-Tech Surgery Association HTC members, HTC president, and executive committee leaders. Some of you I've known from surgical groups, some in person, some online, some via networking. Welcome. We have heads of medical associations, board of directors, presidents, heads of surgical societies. And I'd like to welcome our Dr. Innovator co-facilitators and our Dr. Innovator, they're certified community leaders from our digital surgery program. My name is David Hall. I'm CEO of TAMP, and then I'm also International Director of HTC, the High-Tech Surgery Association. I'd like to begin by introducing today's moderator, Mr. Robert Sundelis. Robert is former C-level executive, COO, Chief Operating Officer of a $1 billion-plus portfolio within the largest nonprofit healthcare system in the United States, International Board Advisor and Health Transformer. Robert, please.
Thank you, David. It's truly a pleasure to be here today and to interact with all of you. We sincerely appreciate you investing your time. We know it's precious. Hopefully, there are a couple of themes that we want you to hear today. Specifically, we're very pleased that we have 6 surgeons that will be sharing with you their own journey around how they have chosen to navigate this digital whitewater environment that we find ourselves in. We also know that you are very interested in continuing a journey to positively impact the patients that you serve. And we hope that you'll hear about how gaining a foundational digital health literacy and the importance of collaboration in the surgical community will help you do just that. So as we go forward today, a few areas of administrative detail. Based on the number of individuals we have on this call, we will not have an open Q&A. However, we want to offer you the opportunity as you listen to these stories to ask questions in the chat. We will take a record of those questions, and then we will have individuals from TAMP and the High-Tech Surgery Association reach out to you in the future. The other thing that we will do is provide you an email by which you can ask specific questions around what you're hearing today. And that email will be provided now, community@theampdoctor.com. And I will provide that again at the end of the presentation and spell it out for you. So again, we appreciate your investment of time. We appreciate those surgical physician innovators that are going to be sharing a little bit about their story. And then we'll round it up at the end with appropriate next steps. So currently what I would like to do is I would like to introduce to you our first surgeon, Dr. Aguiar, who is a plastic surgeon, Dr. Innovator, and he's going to spend just a few minutes talking with you about the journey that he's been on, some key learnings that he's experienced, how that has helped him as a surgeon and also in his practice. So Dr. Aguiar, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. I hope you are hear me well. Can you hear me well from Brazil? Okay, thank you so much. I'm really, when we just start, next slide, please. When we just start about talking about innovation and all about this 4th industrial revolution and their impact on the healthcare industry, it really made me really confused. I really didn't know what was happening and made me feel completely on a disruptive stress. Please, next slide. And There are so many new technologies like blockchain, Internet of Things, Internet of Medical Things, metaverse, and artificial intelligence. And for me, it was really confused. How can I connect all these dots? How can I understand what's really happening and how I could introduce all these new technologies on my daily life practice? Next slide, please. So when we are talking about STEM and how to upskilling doctors in this new digital health innovation world, we are talking about how to connect these dots, how to understand, to use these new technologies to deliver value for the patient and for our personal practice as a doctors and mainly as a surgeons. Next slide, please. We were talking about, next slide, digital health literacy. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next. We are talking about how to understand much more than digital communication. Next. Much more than improving the patient experience, much more than care planning. Next slide. We are talking about to understand much more than using the digital tools on practice managing. We are going to the next level. We are going to do the next step. Next slide, please. Next slide. We are talking about how we can connect all these dots of new technologies, of these new moments to create a new strategy to become relevant to this new surgical and hybrid world. Next slide. And how to become relevant. We started right now here when we are talking on this webinar. Next slide. We are talking about to understand this new digital care cycle, beginning with the digital patient, digital journey, and until the digital pharmacy and digital therapeutics. Next slide. We are talking about how, since we are automatizing and digitizing the administrative things operation before the surgery, during the surgery, and after the surgery, having the possibility to participate on all these virtual aspects. Next slide. Talking about real world evidence. Next slide. And how might we leader as surgeons the digital transformation of healthcare industry, impacting the patient journeys, impact our journey as a professional, as a surgeons, co-creating a value-based surgery, and together collaborating synergy in a robust ecosystem to co-create a new and scalable digital health companies. That's my invitation to understand how we move from disruptive stress to this disruptive collaboration in synergy. Thank you so much.
Dr. Ad, you are well said. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective and your insight. A few key things that I took away very strong in your presentation. The first is moving from a sense of whitewater and disruption to truly a sense of participating in leadership and shaping not only the journey for yourself and your colleagues, but for your patients. So thank you very much for that overview. Now I'd like to introduce our second surgeon, Dr. Mehraj. Thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to hearing your story.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. So it's been a fantastic journey, and I would like to thank the organization for giving us such a great opportunity to interact with people from various disciplines. And we living in developing countries, like we have limited access to the latest technologies. And we feel that, I personally feel that this was a great platform where I learned so much over the last so many months. It was a great learning. And we came to know about recent, or what is new in digital surgery, what is new in technology, how can we help our fellow colleagues while performing surgery. Like we focused a lot on ergonomics. So how to make our colleagues very comfortable while performing surgeries, and working together, it was really a great experience. And I feel it has generated a sort of, I should say, we want to do something new. We want to do something for our fellows. So it's a real great opportunity. I thank the organization for giving us this chance, and looking forward to carry this mission so that our people, we have limited resources, we can do some better things with such a type of collaboration for ourselves, for our community as well. So looking forward for more collaboration.
Dr. Mehraj, thank you very much for sharing your perspective and some of your experience. A few things that I heard very clearly from you is that we all are living in very different experiences based upon the country in which we find ourselves, the health systems, and the structures within which we operate. But we're also realizing that we are now more connected than we have ever been. And I think, COVID in this pandemic has created that. But coming through that, we now have the channels and the ability and the technology to connect with others on a global scale to create meaningful collaboration and meaningful connection in a way that adds value to all the parties. So I sincerely appreciate you communicating that experience. The other thing I heard from you clearly was inspiration, the realization that you can now do more, that you can lead and that you can influence and connect with your colleagues in very diverse places. So thank you for sharing your perspective and your experience. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Ayez. Dr. Muhammad Ayez, we appreciate you joining us today, and we'd love to hear your experience and journey.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Muhammad Ayez. I am a plastic surgeon by profession with special interest in reconstructive and pediatric plastic surgery. And a recent addition to that list is digital surgery. As you all know, we live in a hybrid world where technology has become an integral part of our existence. It has changed every sphere of our lives for good in most instances, and has created many opportunities for our growth. Similarly, digital health technology has also seen an explosive growth in recent years, and digital health literacy is becoming a must for the future healthcare professionals. However, according to a survey, majority of our doctors received little or no e-health training during their studies. And that is specifically true for me, belonging to a developing country where health technology is expensive and not readily available. Before the journey, I had a very faint idea about digital surgery and its role in healthcare industry, except that bit to which I was exposed during my training. But all that changed once I completed my digital health journey at DIUP. During that time, I learned about artificial intelligence, mixed reality, 3D printing, blockchain, and surgical robots, etc., and how these technology are used or can be used to improve patient care, ensure patient privacy, and alleviate physicians' pain. Now I am of the opinion that digital health technology has the potential to transform the healthcare industry. Throughout the history, plastic surgeons are known for developing new solutions to the old problems, whether it be the first renal transplant or the advent of microsurgery. And as a plastic surgeon, I also acquired that innovative mindset, but it was mainly limited to modifying a surgical technique or a surgical instrument at most. However, the course has expanded my mind and has opened up a new dimension for me in the form of digital health innovation. And starting from a point with minimal knowledge about digital surgery and be able to come up with an innovative robotic surgery system together with my team and pitch it in front of world tech leaders in the span of 14 weeks at the program was an amazing experience for me and a transformational journey. And for that, I am eternally grateful to Sir David for providing us with the platform. I am also thankful to Dr. James, Dr. Jones, and Dr. Leonardo for sharing with us all the knowledge and the life experiences on digital health. And at the end, I will also like to thank all the new participants for joining this meeting, and I hope they will also benefit from the program as well. So thank you.
Dr. Ayaz, thank you very much for sharing your journey. You know, 2 or 3 themes that I heard very clearly. The first was increased awareness. There is so much happening in change and disruptive change globally in each of our countries, and that the enhanced awareness gave you a sense of confidence. The other thing I heard very clearly was connection, the ability to connect to your colleagues, to share knowledge, to gain benefit, and to enhance not just your practice, but also the colleagues with whom you practice. And then the third theme that I heard was transformation, the opportunity to be transformed as a clinician and a professional, but also now the opportunity to connect with other people to actually transform the way surgery is actually accomplished and the way that clinical practice is actually implemented. So we sincerely appreciate you sharing your story today, and we appreciate your involvement. Now I'd like to introduce an additional surgeon, Dr. Oxum. We sincerely appreciate you being with us here today, and we would love to hear your story and experience.
Hello. To me, the experience I've had was, to me, more than a workshop, but it was a mindset, because complicated problems need complicated solutions. And when you think about it, in the health system, there are pains, hidden silent pains and inconveniences and hindrances here and there that health professionals think that they have to live with or accept or walk around. So to me, coming together, and they also, I think, had to feel like this because the solutions fell into the category of complicated. So they said, maybe this is unsolvable, let's keep going. So coming together with a group of doctors to overcome a problem, or like try to work on feasibility and try to overcome a problem, try to come up with solutions, and doing the brainstorming with it was, to me, was the best experience, which I can apply to the other areas that I see from now on in my profession.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience. And again, very clearly, a number of themes that have come through. The first is a shift in mindset. So how one approaches our work, how we see the workflow, how we see the way teams are structured, the way technology is used, the opportunity to shift our framing and our mindset as to how we interact with that and how we can influence that. The second thing that I heard very clearly is this concept of pain points, that we all live in circumstances and organizations and situations that can be improved and must be improved. And at times those improvements are very complicated. They require successive steps or parallel paths. And this program has given you an opportunity to understand that we can wade into that complexity. We can create clarity and a clear pathway to navigate improvement. And then the third thing that I heard very, very clearly from you is the opportunity to actually develop solutions. So we don't have to live with these pain points. We now have a mindset by which we can frame them. We have a process that we can navigate improvement, and we have the opportunity to create solutions collaboratively, whether it's with administrators, colleagues, other clinicians, technology leaders. But I really appreciate you sharing your story and its application to the work that you do every day. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Delapaz, another surgeon who has walked through this program. Dr. Delapaz, we would sincerely appreciate your experience and your learnings.
It's actually a turning point in terms of technology. In our country, the Philippines, we have so many challenges. We are an archipelago composed of 7,100 islands, and our technology is not yet at par with the developed countries. But then with this program, we get updated, and we look forward to actively participate about finding solutions or being resourceful in to provide an appropriate technology tailored fit in our setting. So thank you very much, and I'm looking forward. Actually, this is an opportunity. I'm looking forward for a future project and collaboration with this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Delapaz. A few things I heard from your experience. The first is how easy it is to access the program and the technology in a mobile environment, whether it's laptop, mobile, etc. So user-friendly, well-designed. The other thing I heard very clearly is the opportunity to connect with community that's beyond where you are, or perhaps even where you have the ability to travel on a consistent basis. And then third, I heard that the program doesn't end when the program ends, that there are relationships that are developed that will continue beyond the program. There will be fruit that comes out of these relationships for the length of your surgical practice. So not only do you provide and receive value during the program, but now you have a much broader network and a community that can continue to provide value for the life of your practice. So we sincerely appreciate you joining us and telling us your experience and your story. Moving on, I understand that Dr. Kaut is not able to be with us today. So now I would like to introduce to you Dr. Skinofsky, who will share with you a little bit regarding high-tech surgery, his vision and opportunity. Dr. Skinofsky.
Hello, my dear friends. It's a great pleasure to be here with my dear colleagues, my dear friends. I am the world president of H2C, High Tech Surgery Association, and we have been a great pleasure to establish a wonderful partnership with them, not just for the development of the IUP program, but also to bring new technologies and knowledge for all our dear colleagues. I've prepared some little words, and we are going to talk during this little minutes. So in our time, it's absolutely fundamental that the doctors, and I'm not talking just about the surgeons, but doctors in general, know how to deal with all this huge armament, technological armament that you have available to us as a huge wave that are coming and approaching us in our daily routine, and each day more and more. We must know these possibilities, and we must know how to use them to spread it to these wonderful resources, technologies, and approaches. In order to obtain, I think it's quite important that we have to obtain our personal satisfaction. We have to be satisfied in our daily work. We have to be excited to go on with our daily job and work, and which is very important also to allow by our hands that the populations we take care also receive advantages with them. This is very important. So we have to be satisfied in terms of personal life, but it's not just enough for our life, but you have to take these technologies to our populations and spread it and to bring benefits to our patients. This is very important. In my personal path, I had the outstanding opportunity to follow in my life, to participate of the first steps of the then so-called minimally invasive surgery, or endoscopic surgery, as you know. The source, in my opinion, of all this surgical technology. So we had a great revolution with the first anesthesia procedures, and the next great revolution was for sure the appearance of the minimally invasive surgery. All of these new technologies and new approaches coming after this new awakening of the community, the scientific community. When I was a resident, a surgical resident, I didn't have contact with the endoscopic surgery. It was not exist by that time. But in the very beginning, I could realize it. It was the future of the surgical practice, and it spread it very fast. Then I have the luck to participate in the first waves of the endoscopic surgery procedures, the minimally invasive surgery, and also I've met closely with great figures of this revolution, as Professor Jacques Marescot, the first one to perform laparoscopic procedure, cholecystectomy, video-laparoscopic cholecystectomy, and another outstanding pioneers. I also participated, and I've always had the willing to go on to participate of this new age of the surgical field, and I participated of the building of the first single trocar or single port platform liberated for using in the world. I think it's around 15-16 years ago. And 7 years ago, we released the High-Tech Surgery Association, which is a global community whose main goals are to spread technological knowledge and training to the scientific world professionals. For it, it's absolutely crucial programs as DIUP to bring the opportunity, as we are seeing here, to all colleagues from the four corners of the world, to bring to us the opportunity to get contact with it and to have appropriated training. We are here, join ourselves in a community of colleagues that are interested about the same aims, which are our continuum personal progress and the advance of the science. So the IUP is the way to accomplish our tasks, bringing to us the felicity of participating of the progress for sure of the humankind and us as a person. So thank you so much, Tam. Thanks so much, David, and the other colleagues. And we are ready to move in our journey and to go on to this wonderful program, part 2. Thank you so much. I'm completely available, as always, for you all. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Skinowski. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for setting the path by which many can follow. We sincerely appreciate that. Several things that I would like to emphasize as we wrap up here in just the next few minutes. The first is the emphasis on the fact that it is critical in today's environment for all clinicians, all physicians, surgical or otherwise, to gain a confidence level and a fundamental understanding of all of these disruptive changes that are happening around us. This program provides such an opportunity. You know, the overview titling of our session today was finding a fit relevant to your strategy. And it's critical that we all have a personal and professional strategy by which we continuously learn, by which we connect to like-minded colleagues, and by which we continue to improve our ability to add value to the organizations in which we serve and the patients which we serve. We believe, and you've heard from surgeons here today, that this program is a very valuable way to address those needs and to continue development of adding greater value with whom you serve and those patients that you serve. So we sincerely appreciate your investment of time today. We know that you will have questions. I'd like to give you that email again, community@theampdoctor.com. That's community@theampdr.com. We sincerely appreciate your investment of time, and we look forward to further conversation in the days and weeks ahead. Have a wonderful day. Take care and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.